This is the future.
I love Voruna's abilities and I think that she is a complete offensive Warframe that has awesome survivability for Steel Path and beyond. Her first ability, Shroud of Dyna, gives you invisibility, which is the main source of Voruna's survivability. Not to mention that this got a short buff also that increases melee attacks critical damage and status chance, plus it inflicts bleeds. And there's her second ability, called Fangs of Raksh, that inflicts random status to a target, making it vulnerable against condition overload setup. Also, Voruna got something to keep her energy going, and maintain max health throughout the mission with the help of her third ability called Lykarth's Hunt. It has two uses: when kill enemies with gun, then they will drop energy orbs, and if you kill an enemy with a melee, it will drop health orbs. Instead of tailoring a build for health and energy orbs drop, you can just use Equilibrium and then use the Synth Fiber mod in your companion so you can pick up health orbs even when you are at max health, then proc the Equilibrium mod which converts health orb to energy gain also. I really love melee Voruna, and the only thing missing with this Warframe was that one-shot nuke power. Don't get me wrong, I have a mecha build for this Warframe working in the past, but I just don't feel it powerful enough. In addition, while I like her fourth ability, named Ulfrun's Descent, it's easily the replaceable skill for me with any Helminth build because I just don't like the one-shot one-kill of this ability. It indeed got decent power, but in Steel Path levels, you would want to kill multiple enemies at once, especially in endurance runs like survival to keep your life support. Also, the ability fails to help you when there are too much crowding of Iximus units, as well as special units like those Void Manifestation in conjunction survival. But things changed after the 7 Crimes of Kullervo, and we got now Wrathful Advance. The sweet subsumable ability of Kullervo made my Voruna perfect. So how does Wrathful Advance help my Voruna build? Heavy attack builds with lots of slash damage is the main source of my nuking power in the past with Voruna. When I kill a marked target while affected by Fangs of Raksh, it's either the enemies near the target will get killed by the damage over time from her second ability, or they'll get murdered when the bleed AoE procs within 30 meters of the mecha set bonus. The only problem with this is it fails to collect bodies sometimes, and I don't like the kill speed. It can kill, but I wanted more kill speed. With Wrathful Advance, you will ensure that your melee heavy attack will red crit, and if it's a slash based weapon, then the red crit will help the bleed damage by a lot. The only problem with this is Wrathful Advance has a weakness, and it's because it performs a heavy attack, hence consuming all the combo multiplier. Well, this is not actually a problem at all. I'm only having this issue with Atlas since after casting Wrathful Advance, you will consume all your combo multiplier if you have no heavy attack efficiency in your build. For Voruna, you don't feel sorry for losing that combo counter, as all you need is that heavy damage in one shot to spread the bleed AoE. For my build, I tailored it to a mecha set mod setup. Archon mods are not really that necessary for this setup, but they somehow help Voruna in some way since her second ability can proc most of the status coming from these Archon mods. In addition, we don't really need Mecha Pulse for the armor bonus since we got invisibility from her first ability, and I also added some shield gating on this build by equipping 2 auger mods in my pistol. Every time I cast an ability, it gives me shield that when after Shroud of Dyna expires, I don't panic since shield gating will give me that 1 second invulnerability to go back and be invisible again. Just a quick tip for beginners, it's always good to lower your shield so you can obtain max to over shield levels easily with a few cast of your abilities using the auger mods or the brief respite aura mod. To do this, simply equip the decaying dragon key in your gear wheel. Moving on, the weapon of choice for my Voruna right now is any heavy attack melee that has good crit and status chance, preferably anything that is a scythe, since every heavy attack, no matter what stance are you using, has a guaranteed slash proc for this weapon. This way, I don't need to focus on anything but pumping the damage, crit chance, and crit damage of the weapon. Also, in this case, it's better to pick Condition Overload instead of Primed Pressure Point, since you will be applying a lot of status first with Voruna's second ability, which grants a huge boost to your Condition Overload. Now, you might ask why I did put some critical chance mods on this build if I have Wrathful Advance that grants crit chance buff. Well, my Voruna build doesn't have enough power strength for red crit just by using Wrathful Advance, so it's wise to put some critical chance mods in my weapons build. Wrathful Advance gets an altered bonus, meaning the crit chance buff and range are lowered compared to the original version, and it would take a lot of sacrificing mods in my Voruna build to pump up a lot of power strength. Also, do remember that we don't need to build combo counter in here with this crit chance mods and the amount of crit chance that we have in our Wrathful Advance. All we need is the corrupt charge to somehow proc blood rush and complete that red crit every heavy attack. Lastly, hate is not the best slot weapon here, as it would be a waste not to use its in cannon form. Anything that can be used with heavy attack builds and does proc / will do. Right now, I'm having tons of fun playing this Voruna build, and I hope that you will find this build fun to play with too. Thank you so much for watching. Squad leader signing off.